The second part of the Michonne miniseries is a flawed experience, but it was still enjoyable. There were a lot of things that they did wrong with this one, to the point where it'd be fairly easy for me to rattle off a list. Before I get to that, I want to be fair, so I'll tell you what's good about it. Everything that was good from the first episode is still there. For example, the improvements to the graphics and the QuickTime event prompts that are more stylized. There are also a few key decisions that are actually pretty interesting. The problem is that the content isn't substantial enough in this episode to warrant it even being a full episode. There is a decent amount that happens, but most of it is throwaway stuff that didn't have a lot of impact. Yes, it has the Walking Dead feel to it, but a lot of what gives the Walking Dead more weight is in the well-fleshed-out characters. Introducing characters and having bad things happen to them is not impactful. You might get some slight reactions because people have empathy, but for the most part people wouldn't care because they don't know the characters. On top of that, there are many points in the game where people act in a way that doesn't seem realistic. For example, during a flashback scene, a phone rings when Michonne had been running around looking for her kids. Any normal human being would run to that phone as fast as they could and pick it up. Instead, we're given control over her and she leisurely strolls over and picks up the phone. This type of thing happens repeatedly throughout the episode. It's the sort of thing that you could ignore if you were given more content, but when an episode is an hour long, that content had better be top-notch. I can't say that about this episode. It's really too bad because there's a lot to like about this series. I like the setup of the previous episode, and there are some interesting moments, but they're not nearly fleshed out enough. It seems like this episode was rushed out the door. I understand that this is a mini-series, but that doesn't mean content should be less substantial. I played every series Telltale has put out, and I would have to say that this is probably the most rushed an episode has ever felt. As such, I feel like unless something changes in the next episode, I can't recommend this miniseries to anyone but a very big Walking Dead fan. Perhaps this is finally Telltale showing us that they have taken on too many projects. Hopefully the next episode will be better. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This has been my review of The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 2, and I'm Melchiorus from Game Clouds. Have a good night, friends.